Hey guys, Adam here from Lawnhub and welcome back. Today we're back on the Tiff-Tuff out the front here at Direct. Now we've got some seed head pop up, we've got a bit of everything going on, but in this video we're going to talk about that and what we're going to do to fix it, so stick around. Yeah, we've got some seed head here. So seed head comes up for a few different reasons: change of weather, stress, hungry, water, soil in some cases. But in this case, we actually missed our second granular fertilizer application, which we'll do today. We did do a top up of 3-way, but I've put it down to the extreme heat that we've had here in Adelaide as well. So we had a heat wave while we were away in the States of over 40 degrees out here. We've got a black bitumen road as well, so that's going to heat up the soil here, but that's all good. So what we're going to do today is we're going to just mow both lawns. We're going to fertilize with our first application of PREMATURE. In the learning video that we did, episode 1, we talked about fighting the color change and the color curve. So this is going to be our first application of PREMATURE. In the process of mowing, we're also going to knock off these seed heads, and hopefully by feeding it as well, it'll hopefully keep those seed head at bay. And we're also going to put out some BBW because there is starting to have some pooling and some dry patch down the back. So let's get stuck into it. Okay, so you may have noticed a couple things. The lawn behind you, the main area, I'd cut in 2 directions. In a perfect world, you try and cut in 2 directions every mow. We haven't recently because we've been trying to burn those stripes in so we can get the street appeal. But it actually, by cutting in the opposite direction, I got another half. So we got like a quarter of a catcher going one way, and then we got another quarter of a catcher going the other way. So we got half a catcher off that, which was very good. A lot of seed head, and it just helped me, by doing that as well, you're going to encourage more growth anyway. But on this lawn, it was very dense. That little Makita mower did a great job, did stall a couple of times, but we did let it get a little bit leggy. I just spoke to Riley, apparently the battery was flat when he went to mow it last week, so not to worry. But no, coverage is good, color's good. There will be a slight scalping colour tomorrow, but that's fine. You may have noticed I got the lawn level here. That's because I wanted to come over to the previous dead patch and talk about what's going on here. So we've got some very aggressive runners here from the Tiff-Tuff. So unlike a ryegrass, where if a big dead patch happens, you need to oversow, Tiff-Tuff or Cooch, Kaku, Zoysia, Buffalo, they're regenerative. So what that means is that they'll recover, they'll self-repair into those areas, And that's exactly what's happened here, or is happening. So I'm just gonna let that go now. But what I am gonna do, I'm just gonna level out the sand because there's been a few footprints. And then any that come up, like that one for example, just move around like that. Might go yellow tomorrow, but it will come back. So those of you that are familiar with our First Lawn series will have seen this mechanism or thing. This is a Solo 421. It's a fertilizer spreader, perfect for spreading things like Trojan, Premature, Got Laid, and BBW, our granular wetting agent. Now we've got roughly 160-ish square meters, so we're gonna put, and we know that 1 bucket of Premature equates to 200 square meters, so we're gonna put not the whole bucket in, but a fair amount of the bucket. Now perfectly, we don't do this on the lawn, but we're gonna wing it. And like we've discussed before, Premature is our pre-winter fertilizer. It's a little bit lower in nitrogen, but it is higher in potassium and it's higher in iron. So it's gonna help boost that color, and it's gonna also help the plant hold on to nutrients and sort of a bit like a bear getting ready for hibernation. It's gonna build that stock up to withstand the color loss and the cold weather that will come. Okay, and BBW, we all know I'm a massive fan of wetting agent. Like I talked about at the beginning of the video, we were starting to get some pooling and some hydrophobic soil. So the BBW is gonna help break that surface tension, and then it's gonna help water distribute evenly in the soil profile and also retain moisture in the soil, which is brilliant. We've got another 40-degree day on Saturday. Today is Wednesday, and then it drops back off and then it builds back up again. So yeah, same bucket size is going to cover 200 square meters. We know we've got 160, 70-ish, so we're going to use majority of the bucket of BBW. Found that starting the gears first and then opening the hopper is the way to go. All right, so while that's watering in, I quickly just want to touch on pre-emergent. So I suppose the next step here after this Prem application will also be a roots application, possibly next week or the week after. I just spoke to Riley then, the potential of maybe regulating this as well, but we'll see how we go weather-wise and if we get some more infill growth, because I know that's a question that gets asked a lot about how to apply PGR and all those sorts of questions. So I'm thinking if we can do it, we will. If we can't, unfortunately, we'll just have to keep talking about it. But the last thing as well is probably pre-emergent. So the main thing that we're trying to stop this winter is obviously winter grass or Poa Annua. So some people, if in Australia right now, have applied it, which is fine. There's obviously no issues with applying it. Just be mindful that if you apply too early, you may get a late germination in late winter, which I did run a little experiment at my place last year where I applied a pre-emergent earlier and a pre-emergent at the timing where I thought was a good time. And I did actually get a late germination of winter grass. So ideally, you want to apply a pre-emergent just before, a week or two just before you start getting consistent soil temps of around that 12 to 14 degree mark, that's when wintergrass or Poa Annua begins to germinate. Obviously, you get it down, it's better than not getting it down at all, and it's better than being late. Of course, if you're too late to the party to apply pre-emergent, then you need to use post-emergent herbicides, which sometimes isn't compatible with your lawn variety. So just be mindful. Obviously, you don't want to go too early, you don't want to go too late, you just want to get the timing just right. The best website that I've found that collates all that data regarding to ambient temps, soil temps, disease pressure is the Syngenta weather app. That's completely free on your browser. I use it every single week. It's good for your GDD calculator, which we'll discuss when it becomes time to talk about growth regulator. It's such a valuable tool for not only greenkeepers and turf professionals, but also those at home that take pride in our lawns and want to have the best lawn in the street and maximise the products that we use. So I'll be discussing that and more in this week's Weekly Cut. If you're not subscribed to the Weekly Cut or not sure what it is, every week I send out an email, and it is sent out every Sunday at 8 AM Adelaide time. We've got a huge subscriber base. We get lots of feedback come back each week. It's really good to see. Created a nice little community there, and there's also a weekly discount code for you guys to use and use the products on the lawn. As always, if you've got any questions, pop them in the comment section below. If you don't want to ask them publicly, you can reach out to us via our socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We get to TikTok every now and then. But if you want to get to me directly, my email address is adam@lawnhub.com.au. I'd be happy to answer all your questions when I'm in front of my computer screen. That's going to be it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed, hopefully you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.